Yo, what's going on everyone? Hawaiian Air 2121 here. Today we have a 6-plane unboxing of some new NG models and GeminiJets releases, along with the NG models customers reward plan, the free model that came with that. So let's dive straight into today's video. And our first aircraft to unbox today is this GeminiJets Gemini 200 Winner DH6C-300. You may be wondering why I picked this cute little airplane up. I am thinking of doing St. Martin 1/200 scale down the road. That could be either in a couple months or in a year or two, and this aircraft constantly flies to the Caribbean and St. Martin Islands. Winner constantly uses this aircraft to fly, I think, on charter or regional jets. So I really, I thought it was a really nice aircraft to pick up. The colors look phenomenal, and the Gemini 200 photo of this aircraft, it really looked really nice. So decided to give it a try. The box is roughly probably 3 inches by 3 inches in length, and here's the box itself. This is the standard Gemini 200 packaging. They did change this from gold to silver, as this is their 25-year anniversary. And if we unbox this aircraft itself, we can tell that there is a magnetic lock over here. That's a nice feature of the Gemini 200. We also have a stand that comes with the model. Now, the stand isn't too great on these guys. However, it is nice that it still comes with a stand. And let's check this aircraft out. I'm really excited. And wow, this is tinier than expected. However, this is a really nice aircraft. Let's take it out of the box. As we can see, it does have propellers on it, and it is tiny, probably about, I don't know, an inch and a half in length. Wow, this is a really nice airplane. Alrighty, so here's the Winner DHC6-300. And as we can tell, this is a really nice small model airplane. If I take this marker over here for scale reference, we can tell that's roughly half the size of the marker. However, this is an incredibly detailed model aircraft. One I really like, probably one of my favorites at 1/200 scale, just because of the amount of detail. We have 3 main antennas right over here. And if I move the aircraft a little bit, we can tell these propellers look insanely detailed. Wow, these look nice. If I move these propellers over here, we can tell, fortunately, it does look to be a little bit nose heavy, but not bad. We have the main one landing gear right over here, and then we have the other gear right over here, and on the other side of the aircraft. Registration is PJ-WII, and this is a really cute little airplane. It's a necessity for St. Martin just because they fly so many of these. We also have the step right over here for the cabin crew and passengers to fly on to get on the airplane. And this is really detailed. We have a beacon light on the belly of the plane, and we can also see the Winner titles a little bit. Unfortunately, my camera is kind of not really picking up the lighting too much over here. The Winner titles essentially are right over here. They are right on the belly of the plane. Again, registration is PJ-WII, and we'll get some better looks at this aircraft right up next. Alrighty, so over here is the model on the stand, and over here we could just take into appreciation how much detail GeminiJets has put on this model aircraft. Again, the registration is PJ-WII, and we have a better look at the Winner titles right over here of the plane. Another landing gear accessory over here, and a step for the pilots and crew to land is right over here. We have the propellers again right over there, and right over there, and left and right hand side of the aircraft. And these 3 antennas right over here. We also have another antenna right over here, something I didn't pick up originally, and then the tail of the Winner aircraft. Overall, this model is a very nice model. I would highly recommend that you guys pick it up for your Caribbean projects if you are doing one, or for just a collectible item. It's really nice, the aircraft, and I don't want to mess this up too much, but we can also see the wing flaps. The wing flaps right over here and right over here, the model aircrafts are insanely detailed again. Gemini 200 has done a fantastic job with this little aircraft. The only complaint I have, which really isn't a complaint at all, it's just the size of the plane. But again, it's in 200 scale, so you're getting a little bit bigger than 400, and it's really not a legitimate complaint considering that it's just a matter of fact that it's a tinier aircraft than the other aircraft that I have for this unboxing. But overall, this aircraft is a very nice model. Highly recommend you guys pick it up, and I will be using it for 1/200 St. Martin. Over here is our next aircraft, the Gemini 200 Delta Airlines Embraer E175 Wow, this is a very, very exciting aircraft to finally say in 1/200 scale for Delta Connection. And as you can tell, the box art does not disappoint. It looks like a fantastic model. Again, we have the Delta logo and the computer-generated image of the model. If I take the box around, we can just tell how careful and nice Gemini 200 packaging is. Something I really, really like. And then we also have the magnetic flap again, just something to note. If I unbox the aircraft over here, wow, it's a little bit bigger than the Win Air, but we have the stands again. Stand isn't too great for the heavier aircraft, however, it's nice to know if they have them. And let's check this out. Wow. Wow. Does this look nice? This is the Delta Connection, the Delta Connection Embraer E175 again. Holy, this looks nice. And over here is a better look in person, up close at the Delta Connection Embraer E175 in 1/200 scale. Wow, this is something else in my opinion, this model. This is a really, really nice model. As we can see, there is tons of detail for this aircraft. Starting us off, we have the SkyWest logo. Near the cockpit windows, we have the Sky Team emblem right over here. Super detailed L1 boarding door. Delta Connection titles and the red beacon light, something I like to see. Antennas are something else. This model aircraft, they are looking really, really solid. And if we move the aircraft along, and more antennas, registration is N274SY. We have this gorgeous tail. The coloring is perfect for this model aircraft. Tons of detail for this guy. This aircraft is really something else, this model. I am really liking it. So let's get some more shots of this aircraft. Over here, I put the aircraft on the stand just so you guys can take a better look of how many antennas are present on this model airplane. Now, the stand doesn't want to cooperate with me too well over here. As we can tell, the aircraft isn't perfectly simulated on the stand. However, that's fine. I'm not really going to use the stand. We can tell just how many antennas are on this aircraft. We have one in the belly right over here, 2 additional ones right over here. We have the red beacon light right over here. More antennas over here. Wow, this is really, really nice. Look at these, even the winglets over here, just how detailed they are too. Gemini 200 has done a fantastic job with this aircraft. This was a really well anticipated release in 200 as well as in 400 scale. Of course, obviously the 201 is a little bit more superior than the 401, just considering because of the fact that it is because it's in bigger scale. The registration again is November 274 Sierra Yankee, and as we can tell, this is something else. This plane, the cockpit windows look fantastic. I forgot to mention that the wheels roll perfectly on this aircraft. Let's compare it to the Win Air just to see the size comparison. And as we can tell, the Delta Connection wins in size, but both models are fantastically detailed. Highly recommend this model along with the Win Air. But if you had to pick one, I'd probably go with the Delta E175 just because they fly into more airports. Up next are 2 1/400 scale releases that are very, very well anticipated for the market. The Porter Embraer E195 E2. This model, an aircraft flies into so many airports. I believe they fly into Fort Lauderdale or MCO, EWR, maybe JFK, Phoenix. I'm not sure about those two. But they fly into so many airports, and I decided to pick 2 of these guys up just because of how fantastic they look in the photos. So let's dive straight into this model. Alrighty, so over here are the 2 E2 Porters, and wow, again with everything else in this unboxing, GeminiJets, this is a 4 out of 4. The 2 1/200 scale models are phenomenal. These 2 1/400 models look phenomenal, and all of them were from the same release, really, which is really nice. Again, just so we can look at this aircraft, it is insanely detailed. I have 2 of these up again, and just to point out, the tail of the Porter is really, really nice. We can see just how many times it says Porter. And then we have these antennas. These antennas in this aircraft are something else. I believe they are a little bit curved in a way, just so that they look a little bit more realistic. There we go. We have the Wi-Fi dome right over here, antennas over here, and the front antenna right over here. We also have the Porter titles right over here. And then the wing flap looks, there's no issue regarding wing stabilizers issues. Everything came intact. We have the Embraer logo right over here and the E2 L1 boarding door. And overall, this is something else, this model. It's really, really nice. Gemini has done a fantastic job with this model. It's a really well anticipated release in 1/400 scale. I believe they made the 1/200 scale before. And if we look at the engines are very detailed as well. Overall, I would recommend you guys pick up 1 or 2 of these aircraft. We see the insanely detailed wing flaps right over here and right over here with the emergency exit arrows. And overall, I really like this model a lot. Now, I decided to pick 2 of these up just because I think it's going to sell out very quickly. And I don't think it completely has sold out yet. But I decided to just pick up 2. I don't know. I figured it'd look really cool with just the 2 of them next to each other, of the Porter. And I don't really have any Porter airlines, so this is kind of my first 2 Porter models. And wow, these 2 planes look fantastic next to each other. We also have the Wi-Fi dome over here and over here. And yeah, these were great assets for my collection, and I would recommend that everyone picks them up because I think Porter is going to fly a lot more destinations too with these E2 aircraft, and they look phenomenal. Switching gears a little bit, now we have NG models. This is the NG Models Airbus A319 in the Delta colors. I picked this model up because I thought it looked really nice in the photos, and as we can tell, the box art, it does not disappoint for NG Models. NG does a fantastic job with their box art, but let's get straight into the model itself. This model, I think, is going to be a very nice model. Airbus A319s in the Delta livery. A lot of collectors want them at this point, and the Gemini has released them, but their engine sizes are a little bit oversized in my opinion. I do have the original 2009 Gemini release, but I kind of want this NG one just to see how it looks, so let's take a look at it. And as we can see, wow, this looks really nice as well. There's a lot of antennas on this aircraft, and if we look at it over here, we have the perfectly balanced Delta titles on the top of the windows. We also have the L1 boarding door SkyTeam emblem right over here. Perfectly detailed. This is smooth rolling rubber tires, nice to see. Along with the E175 and 200 scale, the rolling rubber tires in this aircraft do not disappoint. We have the Wi-Fi dome right over here. Registration is N307NB, and it looks really nice. Over here is a better look at the Delta Airbus A319 by NG Models. Again, this was a well-anticipated release that NG finally paid one, but their recent releases aren't too good, so I'm happy to pick this model up because I would save some money this month. As we can see again, just an insanely detailed little model airplane. It's insane how much detail they put into these guys. And this is going to be a great asset for me for my airports, including Detroit and other airports that I do. Again, we have the American flag right over here, as Delta is an American carrier. Registration, insanely detailed tail, typical NG Models planes. NG does not disappoint in these categories. And if I put the plane in the belly, we can just see how much detail is even on this belly. It's really nice. So this is a nice model by NG Models. I was originally going to consider getting 2 of these, but I only got 1. I would highly recommend it. It came intact, in perfect condition, and it looks really nice for anyone's airport, so I would recommend getting this before it sells out as well. And our last model for today's unboxing is this NG Models Boeing 777-200 in the United Airlines colors and the Blue Tulip Star Alliance livery. This is a much needed asset for my collection, just because I do so many United Airlines hubs in their retro Blue Tulip liveries. Speaking of which, the next airport update will be retro I-80, and this model might appear in there. But I got this model for free. This was part of their CRB program, and I really was upset that I didn't pick it up originally when it was for sale, but happy I got it for free. As we can see over here, this is a really solid aircraft. I think JC Wings did this plane too, but I did prefer the NG Models one, just because I like NG's detail. As we can see over here, we have the United Airlines titles on the near the belly of the plane. This is the Star Alliance logo colors. We have the big Star Alliance titles right over here. I'm not sure if the Star Alliance titles are a little bit over high up in the windows. I'm not really sure about that. The nose of the plane looks nice, and then I was surprised this plane came in perfect shape. NG 777 sometimes have issues in terms of coming intact, but we have a lot of antennas on this aircraft. The registration is N218UA, and overall this is a very colorful model. I love Love the blue tube livery, as you guys know, so this was a much needed plane in my collection. Really happy that NG released the CRP program with this model. It was between this one and a Southwest Airlines and the Canyon Blue Colorado one, but I'm happy I picked this one out because it looks really, really nice. Some extra detail about this plane. We just have the United titles right over here, the Star Alliance logo right over here. R1 boarding door on this side, R2 boarding door, and really the tail looks nice. Everything about this model is a very, very nice asset for my collection. I'd recommend it just because it's a nice model. So to recap this unboxing, we have 6 amazing model aircraft. All of them will be used. I got the winner for the 1-200 St. Martin project. Expect to see that one down the road along with the Delta Connection E175. Maybe I'll do more 1-200 style airport updates. The porters in the back are going to be great for my 1-400 scale projects, along with the Delta Airlines Airbus A319, which is over here. And then we have the Star Alliance Boeing 777-200 in the United Airlines livery. That's going to be used in the next airport update, and I'm really excited I finally have that model aircraft. So I'd like to thank everyone so much for watching this video, and support on the channel has been unreal. I'm really thankful for it, so I'm going to keep trying to make content as best as I can and as most content as I can. I am on the final semester of my college year, so hoping I can make some more content coming soon, but if there isn't in 1 week, don't panic. I still will be making more content. And future content does include retro IID, some 3D terminal unboxings, and the best gates that you can buy in 1-400 scale, which I'm real excited for that video. But this is pretty much today's end of today's massive unboxing. Thank you for watching. This is Hawaiian Air 2121 signing off. Have a good one.